Hello, everyone. What's up? Happy Tuesday. For the new members that have joined the group and has added me as a friend on my brand page, I want to thank you all so much for the love and support. Thank you for accepting the invite. Um, if you haven't seen the last two videos that I posted, please watch it, share it, like it, comment on it if you can relate. Um, um, I'm doing a topic question for today as well. So, everybody ready? I'm ready. All right. So, the question is, at what age did you want to make some very huge decisions in your life that would benefit you and your overall self love? Um, so, what I mean by that is like, at what age did you have to make like one of the biggest decisions of your life? And it could be multiple decisions that you made in your life but you have to choose one age. Like at one age point, did you make that decision and how did it affect you, or what did you learn at that important age? So, for me, the age was 30. I turned 30 last year, January 31st. I'm Aquarius. In 2020. Um, so one of the lessons that I learned was that I paid more attention to myself in regards to me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Um, like the last 3 years of my life, a lot of stuff has happened with me. I lost a lot of family members that I cared about and I loved. Last year, I just got out of a relationship that was just a lot, and I was just trying to transition and trying to do things differently, because I learned, it was a lesson learned. It was lessons learned. It was, I learned from my mistakes in that relationship and everything. And I just had to really but I was paying attention to everybody else issues, their problems that they were going through. It was as if I was the therapist. But I like to do that type of stuff. I love giving advice to people. I love being there and supporting people that I know and love because I know they deserve love, and so do I. But I had to learn to kind of pull back a little bit. But, all in all, they've been there for me as well. So I just had to pay more attention to myself and promote and practice self-care for myself, because I noticed that I was focusing on everybody else and I was trying to resolve everybody else's issues, but I had to figure out what were my issues. So I understood that from that standpoint. Like, I just needed to really get myself together because I was in such a dark place due to me losing my family members and losing a lot of people. And then the pandemic in itself, I was worried about not having a job, but I ended up being blessed by God to still be able to work during these times. And I telework for the most part. But that takes a toll on you too. Like, I overthink too much every day. And I don't like to be home alone like that. So, by me ending the relationship that I ended and everything, I had to really learn to live alone and feel comfortable within my skin. So that was the biggest thing that I've learned in 2020, especially turning 30. 30 was just an important milestone for me. It was a different type of grown. I felt different. Like, I just felt different. I had low tolerance for BS. Wherever it came from, it didn't matter. I just have a low tolerance for it because life is just too short for it. You know, I've also learned to be around people who are for me and actually wish me well and genuinely mean it. I had to let some people go, because I felt like, our personalities just don't mesh well. And it was like, no matter how many times we kept going in and out of each other's lives, someone found some type of way for us to be apart. So I just learned to just not chase after people that don't want to be in your life. You know, it takes too much energy. And if it's negative energy, I don't want to be around that. So I've learned to really just let people go, you know, and it doesn't matter who they are or how they're related to you, or, you know, it does not matter. You know, if they're not if they're ruining your peace, your inner peace, you gotta fall back from those people. um and it you know, it uplifts you. It, like, that burden is gone once you do that. Like, you feel more at ease. I used to feel bad for letting people go because of their relation to me, but at the same time, if you're interrupting my peace, I have to think about myself. I have to put myself first. I really do, because everybody else is going to do that. Just that. They're going to put themselves first. And it's not fair to you, you know, to have to carry their weight, basically. So I just learned to let go. Um, I've learned to also be around people who add value to my life and not, you know, subtract. And to brighten my light and to not dim my light, you know? Like, I don't want a person that is a hater around me. You know, it's just certain things that I want people to have in common with me, you know, in order for us to gel. Now, all of us, you know, none of us are perfect. I've done things that I ain't had no business, or I've done things that I should have never done, but I try my best to hold myself accountable for my actions, and I expect that from the people that I'm around. So, you know, that's just my expectations. Like, I have to have higher expectations for myself and for the people that I choose to have around me. Like, I have to heighten my expectations. Um, I also learned that protecting my energy is super important. You know, many times, like, we meet people that would just, you ever met somebody that just drains the life out of you? They just drain the life out of you, and it's overwhelming. You know, they put so much on your shoulders, and a lot of the stuff don't even have anything to do with you. It has a lot to do with them, their insecurities, how they, you know, how their life experiences, you know, turned out to be. So we don't know where it's coming from, but we think we're supposed to save people, and that's not true. You know, people supposed to be, you know, able to handle their situations. You don't have to do it alone, but you still supposed to handle it some type of way. Like, I can't carry all the weight for someone. So protecting your energy, just having positive people around you, positive vibes, you know, everything. And yeah, it just depends on who you're around. It sometimes it could be what you listen to, like any music or anything like that. Like, it can drain you. It really depends. So you just gotta really be careful, and you gotta be careful who you give your energy to. Some people just not worth you giving negative energy back to if they give it to you. You know, sometimes it's just best to just walk away. Walk away, fall back, be the bigger person, get out of that situation while you can, while you have the opportunity. You don't have to feel like you're stuck somewhere. Um, I've learned to I've also learned to fall back from people that don't support me as much as I support them. For me, I have a great support system overall, you know, but I've had issues with some people where it was like, you know, we just got to work on our communication, and we had to work on these things, but you know, they want my peoples won't know until I tell them. You know what I mean? So that was my fault as well. You know, I put myself at fault for that. You know, I kept a lot of that to myself because I was scared of their reactions. But their reactions were more than supportive. But there were some people that I was reaching out to, and they didn't reach me back. So I had to fall back from those people because of that. You know, like, it's a relationship or a friendship or, a family situation. Like, it's a two-way street. You have to give just as much as the other person. That's for me. That's just my opinion. I'm not sure about your opinion, but if you all think differently, please comment on the video. Let me know your stories. I want to know. I'm very interested into knowing, and I'm interested into learning. How can I get through to these certain things, and what experiences you all went through, to get through those type of moments. For me, I also learned to set boundaries. Setting boundaries with people to protect your energy is so important. You have to know what you will condone and what you won't condone from a person. I learned that throughout the age of 30. And even before then, from my previous experiences with people that I've, talked to or encountered, or, was socially, dating or friends or, what have you, I learned that it's really important to set boundaries. You can't let people take advantage of you. You can't let people, tell you one thing, but they act another way. Or, once you see that for yourself, people will give you signs. People will give you their vibes. They'll show you who they truly are. So you gotta believe them. Once you see who a person is for who they really are, you gotta believe them. You gotta believe them. You cannot make excuses for their actions. You can't do none of that. You have to see that person for who they are. So if you see a person acting like a snake or somebody that's fake, that's what you see. That's exactly what you see. So, giving people the benefit of the doubt, you could do that sometimes, but not all the time, especially if they're continuously doing the same negative things that you're just not into, is just not your thing. Pay attention to it. Because 9 times out of 10, your energy and their energy is just it's not balanced. So you can't be around those type of people. That's just what I've learned. And set boundaries for yourself so that you don't be hurt. You don't feel hurt, or you don't feel disappointed in the person that's acting different or acting weird or acting a certain type of way that you just was like, that ain't my thing. And that's okay. It's nothing wrong with setting boundaries for yourself, because some people are just too selfish. They're too selfish of human beings. So it's like, you gotta just be careful with those type of people. I know I have to. So, yeah, and I can't chase after people that don't want to be in my life. I've learned to let them go. Let it go. If it's one-sided, let it go, because I deserve love too. I deserve support too. I deserve for like when I'm down, if I want advice from somebody, I need somebody to give me some advice, or call me when I'm at my lowest point. If I call you, I want to be able to get an answer. You know what I mean? And I answer most of the calls that I get from my closest friends and family. So I expect the same out of them. So, yeah, that's basically it. My most important age for me, like mentally, in regards to self-care, and the decisions that I had to make in my life, like mental decisions, was 30. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, share this video. I hope you all like this video as much as I did making